Palpatine and Goku were fighting. And also they revealed what looked like the Capsule Corporation city, which was pretty kind of cool to see. But in terms of how many maps there are, they are aiming for over 20 maps. And I believe we saw slots for 24 in the past. So we're probably going to get anywhere between 20 and 24 in the final version of the game, which is pretty exciting because each map is actually different and varies based on what it is. And the other cool thing is the maps are pretty freaking huge. Pretty massive. I mean, we saw the map that, like, usually like those cave maps are really, really tiny. Like, remember that cave map in Rage and Blast? It was so small you could barely move. The cave map that we're getting in Xenoverse where Beerus and Goku fought was pretty massive. Go watch that video. Go watch that video right now. It's pretty awesome. Also, something else to point out is if you watch that video, there is pre-rendered destruction. To those who know what that is, pre-rendered destruction essentially is objects that are kind of designed to break. So if you hit this like rock or something, it will explode. If you hit a certain building, it will explode. Stuff like that. Now, stage destruction is not completely built into the game just yet, but we do know that there is live dynamic destruction where if you blast the ground, it will create a crater, which will then disappear afterwards. And now that we've confirmed with the other maps that they revealed this weekend, we saw giant spires, breaking. We saw stuff like that getting destroyed. So there's definitely going to be pre-rendered destruction in the game on top of the dynamic stuff, which is pretty awesome to see. The last bit of news is in regards to Jacko, the Galactic Patrolman. To those who don't know who he is, Jacko is the newest baby for Toriyama. Toriyama's most recent manga that came out a couple months ago, I'm not really sure when it came out, it's called Jacko Galactic Patrolman, and it's basically kind of like a prequel to Dragon Ball. That character was officially confirmed only for Japan at first, but the answer that Hirano gave to J-Patrol this past weekend was that they want to give the same experience to everybody across the world. So since Japan is obviously getting Jacko the Galactic Patrolman, that means we are as well. Now, in regards to how we're going to get it, I'm not really sure. I honestly just assumed that it was going to be DLC. It's going to be included automatically with the game. You know how like when you get Bandai Namco games sometimes, they always have like, not just day one stuff, but they always have like a DLC code inside each game for something. Now, I assume Galactic Patrolman Jacko will be included in every single copy, not just day one, but every single copy of the game. So if you get the game, whenever, you'll get Jacko. But of course, if you want to get Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, you have to get the day one edition. So that either means pre-order the game or get the first shipment of games when it comes out in February, and you're guaranteed to get that character. But remember, Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is not going to be released later. So if you want to get that character, if you're a big fan of Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, you want to pre-order the game or get it when it comes out. You need the day one edition to get it. And also just a note, if you get the day one edition, make sure you don't get it used, because that doesn't guarantee that that code will still be usable, because it might be used by someone else. So the best bet to get Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta is to either pre-order the game or just get it brand new when it comes out in February, and then you should be set. But other than that, that's pretty much the update for today. I will of course keep you guys updated with more information as I get it. But just kind of summarize it again. There's going to be co-op not just grade 8, but co-op giant battles that you can participate in, where you face off against giants. No word yet on if you can control a giant, but you can definitely team up with your friends to wreck these giants. GT campaign is not going to be in the game, but they are considering releasing maybe DLC around the campaigns later. Now, they did confirm that the characters will be in the game, so at least we are going to get all the GT characters. But in terms of, which by the way, for roster, the question was brought up again, is how big is the roster going to be? And the answer was, we can't tell you yet. In fact, they're going to reveal it when the game actually comes out. But they do plan on having a pretty robust roster in this game that's going to span from Dragon Ball Z, the Dragon Ball Z movies, as well as Dragon Ball GT as well. And just to point out, we did see Dragon Ball, regular Dragon Ball characters as well in Sergio's files back when he data mined it in October. So we could probably see the biggest Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball roster of all time in this game, which I think 126 was probably the number that everyone's guessing, although it's not confirmed, but we're going to get a pretty big one. So to those who are all focused about the characters, just know you're going to get a big roster. Now, in terms of their focus, they are focused mainly on the custom created characters. Like, that's their big focus. That's basically their baby right now. So they're going to keep building that out, and then they'll reveal more characters over time. But just know that their big focus is the custom created characters. And I already said this before, but I'm pretty sure most of us will be playing with a custom created characters way more than the characters that we've grown up to play at, or we played at since forever. I mean, when I played the beta over back in October, I rarely ever touched. I mean, you've seen my videos. I rarely ever touched the characters like Goku and Vegeta in the game. I only use my custom created character because I like to play as myself. That's the reason why this game is going to be so epic. But again, once we confirm the actual character roster list of who's going to be all on it, I'll let you guys know. But just for now, understand that they are planning on doing a pretty robust roster in this game. Outside of that, Fukkatsu no F, there's no plans yet, but they are kind of considering to see how they can make it fit. There's going to be over 20 stages, and Jacko the Galactic Patrolman is definitely going to be available for the entire world when this game comes out. So that's all. That's everything. Of course, if you have any questions or comments, add it to the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, punch that like button right in the face, and we'll take it from there. Alright guys, my name is Rhymestyle. You guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see all your awesome super sandwiches in the comment section below. Bye! What is going on with our super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I got some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse news straight from Jump Fest that happened this past weekend. Now, this is going to be kind of more random news, not really sticking to one topic like yesterday's video, so I'm just going to dive right into it because we got a lot to cover. First things first, Grade Ape battles. So the question was thrown up, how many Grade Apes, or I guess giant characters, will be available in this game? And to which they only confirmed Grade Ape Vegeta and Grade Ape Nappa, which were actually released or revealed in this past trailer this past weekend. Now, in terms of more giants, they did say there's going to be more giants in the game, but they did not reveal who, or if it only refers to only Grade Apes. We'll have to find out more about that as time passes. But they did confirm that Grade Ape battles or giant battles were not going to be just part of the campaign. There's going to be also parallel quests, which are basically co-op missions if you want to do it with your friends, that you will be able to participate in to basically take out Grade Apes. Now, a while ago, I did request as a wish, hoping that we can get those kinds of battles, because it would be really awesome to kind of team up with friends and take on giant characters. Although I did mention that I would really love to play as a Great Ape or a giant character as well. So it's kind of like a 1v3 system where it's like one person connects or controls the Great Ape or giant, and the other three people are just whoever they choose, and it's kind of like a all-out battle royale against this Great Ape. Kind of like the Evolve game that's coming out in 2015. But there's no word yet if we can play as giant characters yet. I mean, obviously with Sound Battle Z, you could not do that. But if they do end up confirming that you can, I will let you guys know. But for now, just understand that we can face off against giant characters in co-op battles, which is going to be pretty epic. No word yet on if we can play as the giants yet, but we can definitely team up with our friends and take on various giant characters throughout the story of not the story, but throughout the Dragon Ball Z universe in this game. The next question, or I guess the next topic, goes around GT. Now, obviously, GT characters are confirmed, but they kind of revealed something very important this past weekend at Jump Festa. Number one, they said that GT characters are going to be in the game. This confirms that it's not going to be DLC. However, they did mention something else, because the question really was, will GT characters be integrated with the story? To which the answer was no. But this does not mean no completely, because they did say they want to kind of figure out if they can do GT campaign, story, side quests, whatever, and add that as DLC later. Because remember, right now the only focus is to do a Dragon Ball Z story. So the current campaign that they're working on is their baby right now. That's what they want to give us first. If or when they complete the game, will they work on GT campaigns or GT side stories that can release through DLC? That's a question right now that's kind of in the air. Now, of course, if that's revealed, I will let you guys know. But for now, just know it's kind of a rumor and a possibility in the future, which is actually kind of cool. I usually hate DLC, but I'm okay with getting DLC that's created after the game. So, like, once they finish it, once they give us this game and release it, I'm okay with them releasing DLC packs over the next couple months later that they created after they made the game. Like, I'm cool with extending my experience as with the game. I'm cool with that. The only evil DLC has always just been on this lock stuff. Like, I'm not a big fan about that. I can rant about that for hours. But just know now, there is a possibility that we might get GT side missions or side quests, side campaign stuff later in the year, which would be pretty exciting. Now, I know a lot of people don't like GT, myself included, but the way I see it is, the more the merrier. The more we get, the more content that gets released around this game, the more exciting it will be. So I'm okay with that. I'm perfectly okay with that. Just I'm not a big fan of GT on its own. But again, once we know more information about that, I will let you guys know. Now, the next thing is in regards to Fukkatsu no F, the upcoming Dragon Ball Z movie that's coming out in April. The question was posed, will there be Fukkatsu no F content in the game? And the answer was yes and no. No being nothing's playing right now, but they kind of want to see if they can fit it in, because obviously the movie's coming out after the game comes out. The game's coming out in February, and this movie's coming out in April. They said if they can try to make it work, they kind of want to, but the problem is they don't know if they can, because it's like the release times or release schedules are kind of like not on the same time, for example. Oh, excuse me. Now, this might be DLC in the future, who knows? But in terms of in terms of it being part of the game right now, there is nothing planned yet. They don't know how to do it, just because again, it's coming out at different times. Again, to tell you, I said it 2 seconds ago. Xenoverse is coming out in February. This movie that no one's ever seen or knows about is coming out in April, so it's kind of difficult to basically predict what's going to happen with this game and how they can integrate it. But I don't know. We might get this DLC. I got my fingers crossed, because I would definitely love to play. I would love to get the costume that Goku has in that movie, because I kind of like the new logo and like the new suit that he has in that movie. But we'll see with that. The next stuff is kind of like more minor details in regards to stuff like stages and Jacko the Galactic Patrolman. Stages, as we've already kind of seen, they said there's over 20 stages confirmed, and this varies from stuff like the same space pod where Raditz arrived to Kami's Lookout to the sky. We're also seeing various locations in GT with the new gameplay this weekend. In case you didn't see it, they released gameplay this weekend showcasing Super Saiyan 4 Goku battling with Super 17. We saw Beerus fighting with Goku, and we saw Beerus and Whis fighting. And with those fights, they revealed the cave where Beerus and Goku fought in the movie. They also revealed a GT map, which I'm not really familiar with, but it's definitely a map from GT where Andros